Hello, everyone. Long time. Just got a bit free time today from a very hectic schedule, and I thought let's put out a video. So as you know that my videos are not going to be that with a lot of I don't make it. I don't use any editing and other complicated software to make it more attractive. So I basically speak on things or topics that I think are relevant or pertaining to information technology. And because my background is in technical writing, and these days there's a lot of talks and a lot of discussion, and people right and left people are discussing this today on artificial intelligence. I just did a webinar for Writer Talks the other day, where I had a very interesting discussion with a group of tech writers, and Mrs. Sriparna Shah moderated the discussion about the hiring technical writing trends. And one of the topics of discussion was is AI going to eat technical documentation, or AI going to eat technical writing jobs? There's a lot of, I would say, there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of insecurity, and I believe to an extent I can understand where it comes from. 20 plus years back, when I started my product documentation career, at that point of a time, I also had a bit of an apprehension, because those days people were talking about automation, and that was in the very nascent stage at that moment of time. But it was, we were in discussion at that point of a time. We were talking about how technical writing would be eating, how a robotic automation and all that sort of would be eating the job. So today I thought I'll speak on a topic for a couple of minutes on, and the topic that centers around now is technical writing dying because of artificial intelligence? So whatever little research that I could do, primarily from the setup that I have. And for those of you who don't know, Blue Dots Consultancy Services is a premium technical writing training, consulting, and recruitment service provider. So customers or prospects that I gather, or conferences that I attended in recently, in the I attended the Bangalore Tech Summit, which is an annual event that happened, and I all that I can see were startups, evangelists, people were only centering products on AI. So it is something that I thought, what would I, primarily from a technical writing point of view, as a technical writer, and then of course as a business, how do I see AI impacting technical documentation? Well, I believe, and I must say that if you are a technical writer and you are worried, and you are worried that AI will replace your profession in technical writing, I guess just hear me out, because I believe, again, before you panic, you should understand why this panic occurs, or why this panic occurred for that matter. Artificial intelligence, and we're not going to talk about the various software in AI and all that. That I will keep it for, and I plan to do couple of webinars or couple of videos in the coming days. AI, artificial intelligence, will generate text, huge loads of text. It will generate, and it will generate text from various sources that it comes across. So let's say right now you want to go for a vacation, and you have a certain budget, and you would like uh, AI to tell you which is the recommended city or place that you would be able to visit, with a shoestring of budget for that matter. And it gives you strings of content for that matter. But you have to understand that you have to give a proper prompt for that matter. For example, if you it may give you on the first notice a list of results that may be very expensive. Like, for example, it may give you, let's say, places like Leela Palace, or for that matter Taj, which would be very expensive. for us to actually accommodate, at least for me, a middle class, Indian citizen for that matter. So now you have to please understand, and you have to give a prompt or assign a prompt and say that my shoestring budget is, let's say, 3,000 to 5,000 per night, and I would like to have breakfast included, and would like to make this trip a vacation oriented and stay in proximity to the places that we are talking about for that matter. So what is apparently happening at this moment of time, you are you are you have to make it understand, you have to make the system understand, AI understand for that matter. So understanding the requirement, delving into what user based documentation is required, which we do, is still going to be a task for a tech writer. It's still going to be a task for AI. So something needs to be actually put in. Even if you are talking about AI agents, which you're not going to do now, but what I'm trying to say, number one point is AI will generate loads of text, but not that understanding. The second thing is that all of you who are listening to this video of mine or watching this video, you do realize that as technical writers, we fairly spend a great deal of time in formatting and structure kind of a thing for that matter, and often than not, it consumes a lot of our time. I think AI will um, correct that. AI will do a very decent job in order to actually that particular thing at that point of a time. So that's something that if you are only hired as a technical writer doing the normal editing and formatting, I think companies will sought to have replace you with an AI. With AI. Second thing is that a large part of our work as technical writer, we consume a lot of our work, or a lot of our time is spent on absorbing or content and getting the requirement from subject matter experts. 60 to 40 to 50% of the time is spent on gathering that information from the requirement SME, and then trying to simplify the content in a manner that users can understand. Now, to expect artificial intelligence or AI to do it and reporting the same sort of a thing as if like an SME is actually talking about. Just the other day, someone told me, and today you have in job interviews, first or second rounds, people are saying that AI can conduct the interviews for that matter. That saves a lot of time. But still, you want people to go in the final round, show their faces at that point of a time, because it will lead to a lot of fraudulent cases for that matter. So I believe SMEs don't trust AI blindly. So that is, you still have to interact with a lot of SMEs in order to get information, and you cannot just ignore the human touch. And I guess compliance and accuracy, when we talk about, we will need humans. Um, when you are AI can get a job done at some point of a time, but there has to be an understanding of what kind of a content that you are at what phrase of a time, what sort of an information needs to be. There has to be a little bit of empathy built wherever necessary. All this compliance stuffs and all that sort of a thing require you to actually have a human do that. In this case, a technical writer. So I'll repeat, there are 4 points and there are many more, but I guess, as I said, number one, AI will generate text, but not the understanding. Number two, I believe that if you are only going to do structuring and formatting the document, AI can, but but understanding the content development, how it has to be, what information, AI is far off. Number three is the SMEs don't trust AI blindly. I told you the other time also at that point of time that is required. And compliance and accuracy still need humans. So these are the 4 points. There are many more that we can talk about it. And so I do realize that technical writers are thinking or considering that whether this profession will die because of AI. But to conclude, I think tech writers who only write content, who only rewrite content, or who have been doing from ages, copy paste the content, definitely they are at some risk. They were always at a risk because someone, even if there was no AI, one, when you put them to a project where it requires from scratch, writers struggle. So I believe that it is going to happen. You are going to be at risk if you're only rewriting content or copy pasting content. But if you are going to design documentation from scratch, if you are designing, if you're writing the content, building up the TOC, falana, everything we are talking about, then writers would be in this thing. You must learn how to do prompts. You must learn how to write prompts. You must use AI as a support rather than thinking that it is going to get to replace you. So I don't think technical writing is dying because of AI, but 2026 will be interesting to see how much of an impact. I do know that certain companies have replaced technical writers with AI, and some of these organizations are going back to technical writers because that's not working out for that. The reason people talk about AI, because others are also talking about AI. So to conclude, um, pick up, adapt, stuff that you can on AI, but definitely next 1 year will be important for us. But I don't think at this moment it will be right or correct to say that technical writing is dying because of AI. If you want to get in touch with me, please write to training@bluedotsconsultancy.com. Thanks for listening. Thank you.